Hi, my name is Kinjal and today I will be delivering a presentation of human immunity. During the presentation, I will be covering a wide variety of topic involving human immunity. Immunity as seen on this slide. An infection can occur when mi- microorganisms enter the body through a cotton skin or muscles membranes such as the mouth nasal. Microorganisms enter the body through a cotton skin or muscles members such as the mouth and nasal passage. Bacteria sign called organization catching infections such as cellular strep, throats, UTI, and TB virus are much smaller than bacteria and are non-living as they require a host living cell to replicate. Viral infection can vary in severity from a common cold to HIV and AIDS. Fungi occur emotionally on the skin surface, causing infections such as aphids, foot and ringworm, but can also cause more serious infection to the lungs if enhanced, such as hepatopleumic infections such as malaria, toxoplasmosis gravis, and scabies are all caused by parasites. Transmission of infection can occur through direct contact via cough to sneeze, bite, and scratches. Indirect contact when the individual touches an object where germs such as bacteria have spread through the coughs or sneeze and become the infection themselves. Insect bites can transmit infection by vectors. This is common is mosquito bites and malaria, and also tick bites and Lyme disease. Consumption of the contaminated food and water can cause bacteria such as E. coli and salmonella to spread to our digestive system. Our bodies have three lines of defense against pathogens causing infection. The first two lines cover the non-specific innate immune system, and the third line is the specific reason to infection. The innate immune system responds to all pathogens in the same way and the present from birth. The indigenous system is the first line of the defense against pathogens and covers the physical and chemical barriers that prevent pathogens from entering the body. The skin is the largest organ in the body and is split into three layers: the epidermis and dermis and the subcutaneous layers. The epidemic impedis the pres- the penetration of your organs. Chemical irritation and toxins inhibits water loss and absorb the block solar and ionized radiation. Other ethical barriers to infection are the muscles memories and align the surface of the eye ear, nose, senses, eye, eye, ears, nose, sinews, mouth, throat, GI tract, respiratory tract, and urogenital tract and vagina tract. The muscles membranes coating the nasal cavity in airways trap pathogens which are removed by coughing or sneezing. The rhythmic movement of the xilla inside of the lungs are removed trap participles by squeezing them up and away. Chemicals berries are effective defense mechanism against pathogens and can be a tear, saliva, muscles, GI tract, and the vaginal tract. Lysosome is an enzyme found in tears protect the eyes from infection and the acidic and the alkaline secretion in order to prevent infection in the form of the stomach acid. Penestratic enzymes while an intestinal insect persist cause the seeding of the cells around the intestine which remove harmful and dead micrograms. The vaginal tract contains lactobacilli, which are bacteria that metabolize glycogen. And acidic environment also prevent the growth of harmful bacteria while maintaining a healthy level of protective bacteria. The second line of the defense begin when damage to the body or infection occurs. Chemical signs related by actively macrophage and mast cells and the injury like tweaking and inflammatory response blood vessels around the infection like dilate causing an increased blood flow and enabling the storage immune system response development of gaps in the surrounding cells and walls allow fluid antimitochondrial proteins and clothing elements to moving from the blood to the intersection side. Chemokines are then released by cells which attract more macro macrophage neutrophils and macrophages and use a process called phycolysis to destroy and engulf pathogens or cell debits to the inflammatory response tissue in the infect area become the red swallow and painful, and this contains into the infection or injury has healed past may also be visible, and as a result of the immune system defense against an infection against with the majority of post-costing of dead nucleotides. Pathogens is the process in which protect, engulf, and destroy damaged, defective, or invasive cells. The immunity response triggers monocycles to differentiate into the major macrophages which recognize and target cells to destroy. Pagosum is a missile that forms around a microbe by the cell membranes where the exhausted microbe or dead cell are then engulfed. A phagocytum then fuses, which is the limesys, which is the specified vessels contain digestive enzymes to aid in the distribution to the contents of the phase of the base subexist, forming a figure lysosomes. Accurate immunity is not present birth but learned through exposure to the environmental pathogens and antigens are the parts of the pathogens that tells the body it's being attacked. They can be any type of molecule such as a such as protein, carbohydrate, nucleic acid or fat. Antigens present on pathogens entering the body are detected as non-self-stimulated antibody production. Accurate immunity determines and the effective attack rate for antigens and develop immunological memory cells for antigens previously inoculated, which create specific immunity cells. The accurate immunity system we proprietary B and T cells nurturing killer cell. It is neutrophils, most common white blood cells type of the first cells to reach in the infected area where they use pneumonia and the destroy pathogens added to the white blood vessels block access to the pathogens in the bloodstream. Lymphocytes second most wild they effective into the muscle after the leaving the bloodstream. They are using the pathways and the remove dead cells in demon cells in the body. Annexes are the bloodstream. They use large gravity to aid in the acid cellular function by releasing toxics to killer pathogens. A high OCS count in the blood indicates an allergic reaction. Basophils are the rarest white blood cells and they say create anticoagulation and antibodies and they act against hypersensitivity reaction in the bloodstream. They contain histamine which diabetic blood vessels allowing more immune system to reach the infection inside rapidly lymphaticals and the lymphaticals play a significant role in the humoral immunity system via antibodies production. They are present the lymphatic tissues such as the scalp and tonsils and the lymph nodes. B cell make up 10 to 15 of lymphocytes and they are responsible for the producing and secreting antibodies in the critical system. The active T cells. T cells account for the 80 of lymphocytes and destroy all problem cells. Helps T cells regulate all immune function and stimulate other T cells to grow. The attack psychotic T cells that the body against virus by relaxing perform into the infected cells, causing them self-destroy. Suppressing the T cells regulate the function of the communities of the help cells of the prevent excessive damage to the body's own tissues and using. And the two heavier chains, there are five types of the immunity IgG in the most abilities on the one major affecting complicated pathway, the community, the different attack of the foreign particular unborn child. The IgA is the second most common and the Vigil is the cellular defense of the muscular body as the superficial legs of the types of the is the made of the five normal immunogens joints in the base is the antibiotic. First is antibodies is the first to be synthesized in the antibody response. IgA is the largest antibody but present only low levels of the healthy individual. They increase the response of the parasites of the infection and allergy reaction of the IgD uncommon with unknown function in the immune system, but its believed is the reproduce of the B cell surface and the cells is the allow to the immune system distributed between self and non-self cell of the immune system recognize the antigens. Antigens is the does not attach red blood cells if the via beta T cell immune system respond foreign immunity is the very weak. And the self recognize and the tolerance to own immunity system recognize at the antigens as self red blood cells do not attach and the non-self the adapting the immune system will respond with the B and T cells lay immunity responsibility of the depending on the level of the similarity between antigens and the self antigens preventing MHCI molecule found all nucleated cells and the present cells antigens and the non-self pathogen antigens to affected T cells MHC molecular found the macrophages, dendritic cells, and the present non-self pathogens is the found in is the T rejection and the transplant of the organs. Is the transplant rejection has the three types of the rejection. Hyperacute rejection is the occur minute after the transplanted when the antigens of the completely unmatched. Is the acute rejection means the can actually occur between 1 week after the transplant and up to the 3 months after. And the chorionic rejection is calling the many years after transplant the body conditioned immunity system against the new organ. Slowly the damage in the tissue is again and the main common signs and the symptoms of the signs and the symptom of the rejection many may vary depending on the organ like present as the lower urine output swelling fever and weight frequency and the fluid and hyperacute rejection and the acute rejection has the common symptoms and like flu fatigue, change in a heart rate and feeling unwell. Dermatitis ectasis is the dermatitis is categorized as the immunity complex navigated the hemoglobin with the vascular walls on the other tissue causing in the inflammatory response. Porology system can affinity is the octophareous, bacterial anemia and the pregnancy and the treatment usually involves the and the lupus is a long-term autoimmune disorder variable the inflammation was the cause of the vast variety of the symptoms of the ranging of the mild to the life-threatening. Lupus can be very difficult to the diagnosis of the symptoms. Often the memes other vary significantly from each person. Accurate immunity has a two developing during the active immunity and passive immunity. Active immunity has a two part as a natural and artificial. Natural antibodies are developed from the explicit and the artificial is antibodies developed including the artificially like a foreign exchange or something like that, and the vaccination is the passive immunity is the same neutral and the artificial. Neutral like the mother from the fetal while the placenta is during his birth. Artificial is the no included person own immunity response of the vaccination is the different primary as the primary response and the secondary response in after the herd immunity is the provided protection of the vulnerable people such as the epidemiologically is the basic presentation of number of the calculation, and the vaccination program is different types of the type vaccination is MMR and annual influenza HPV and travel vaccination COVID-19 factors affecting accessibility religious of the Athens region residently, and the benefits of the vaccination is the different types of the vaccination is the different benefits. The smallpox eradicated is in 1979, no cases to polio in Europe 2002, and the saving in healthcare reducing risk of the antibiotic resistant cancer prevention. And I included too much points in the presentation, and these things I conclude everything. Thank you so much for listening.